Hi, I'm Bob. If you're watching this, that means it went successful, and I've successfully loaded up to YouTube for my first time. I mean, yeah. What I want to talk about is Superboy Prime does not die. He comes back in these books, Countdown. He escapes and fights the Monarch. We don't know who the Monarch is because he hasn't been created yet. Now, the Monarch was originally Hawk, so that's why I'm assuming they're bringing back Hawk and Dove. But we don't know. We know that he reassembled Indigo, so that means she'll be back again. Indigo will be back. This new Inertia, we don't know anything about him, so he might come back too. I haven't read Flashpoint number 5 or the first new Justice League, so don't spoil it for me. What I want to do here, before we go into anything further, is talk about do one-on-ones, like decompose, and do one-on-ones, and I want to talk about really the unique stuff I tend to find along the way. My first video, which you eventually will see, talks about the hidden panel in Crisis. I originally did it because you have to know the past before you know the future. And that's why I did the original video. The original video was intended to help clarify things between certain comic readers, and it establishes my take on Batman. Enough about that. I really hope Resurrection Man doesn't suck, because he was the first series you'd actually have to read backwards. Not backwards as in the language is backwards. Backwards as in issue 1 comes last. If you're reading it correctly, issue 1 comes last. And then everything else is after that. Yeah, everything else, if you're reading it right, should be first. Batgirl. I really really hope they do that right. I do. Because she was supposed to be Batgirl again. She was. That was part of the plan originally. You could tell that she was supposed to be Batgirl because she was the commissioner in Batman Beyond. And she can't be commissioner if she's stuck in a chair. Well, she can, but then it would tamper with continuity. And continuity is key here, because that's what we're talking about. Now, the new Dark Knight. I'm sad to see Dick go, but he has to go. He has to move on. He has to become Nightwing again so we can reach 1 million. That's right. I want to see a 1 million issue. I may be dead, or gone, or somewhere else. Whatever happens. I want to see a 1 million issue. Action Comics, if we get 10 years, will hit its 1,000th issue. Longest running comic ever. Longest running comic ever. And if that continues the way it continues, then it will be a very spectacular story. But I'm hoping that they do something with Supernova and Rip Hunter. Supernova and Rip Hunter, I'm hoping they do something with. Because Supernova was filled with such promise. He really was. And to say that the loop that Supernova created in 52 never happened, which they're not going to say, I guarantee you, because this is the new 52. They can't say that if 52 didn't matter. Then it goes back to whatever. But the fact is, 52 still counts, people. 52 still counts. So Supernova's still floating around in a loop somewhere. I mean, he's fine now, but time travel-wise, he's still floating around in a loop somewhere. Other continuity that I'd really like to see fixed before the next relaunch. Yes, I'm anticipating a next relaunch. I'd like to find out what happened to Wally West's daughter. The new Impulse. I would like to find out what happens to her. Like Superboy Prime, I think she's going to be a character that goes by the wayside. She's going to be a character that goes by the wayside, which is unfortunate. It really is. But I would like to find out what happens to the Spectre. I know there's got to be at least one other person that agrees with me there. I'm a writer. I write some. None of it's published. I'm hoping that will change. But we'll come back to that in future videos. And from a writer's standpoint, I think that those two characters it would be a real shame to lose them. To just lose them altogether. It would be a real shame because they had such potential. They really did. I mean, I get that DC is trying to say that there is only one timeline and all that crap. But really, I mean, really, the dominant timeline thing only flies so far. It does. It only flies so far because there's obviously been people changing it. And like Commander Sonya Crane from Booster Gold. That. Commander Crane, I want to find out more about too. Commander Crane I want to find out more about because I think she'd be a very fascinating character. Because she is a time traveler sent 75 years in the future. And she is clearly there to tamper with time. There are still the linear men out there. They're still out there. The linear men now consist of Matthew Ryder and Linear Woman. Linear Woman, which is a combination of Wave Rider and Larry Lee. We know that she somehow survives Time Masters. I can't wait to find out how all these things affect our future. Until then, gotta go.